so here's our package.
I've been sent sperm in the post.
What's that? Like tomato. Oh, it's cold.
I ordered it online.
Oh, it's in the syringe.
The sample, yes.
Women are trying to have a baby this way. There's a growing market on social media, but outside of a clinic in the UK, it's unregulated.
$1 million question now.
It's a donor Dan cap.
Don't you know trouble free? Yeah, I'm so effortless. So look at me, yeah, I'm the best thing ever been.
Even though I operate as a non-profit, I'm probably one of the best paid open donors in the world.
You could be just a scroll away from finding a sperm donor.
Hey everyone, my name is Dan, also known as Donor Dan in the sperm donation industry.
'Cause I'm smooth sailing.
Dan grew up in Germany and now he's coming to the UK as part of a world tour donating sperm.
It's like this 100 times and I'm turning out a
Hi, I'm Gemma. Nice to meet you. You okay? Dan's here with Finn. Hi, Finn. Nice to meet you. How are you? He says he's a trainee sperm donor from Germany. It's the summer of 2025, and I'll be spending 3 days with them to get an insight into their world. Facebook groups and apps are fueling a cheap, easy, and totally unregulated donor market. I'm going to join as someone who needs a sperm donor to see how it works. I've just set up a profile, a very basic profile on this app, and it's been up for literally about 60 seconds, maybe 2 minutes at most, and there are already men swiping and liking it. Just a day later, I'm in deeper than I expected. Oh my word. I was not expecting that. Okay, 223 likes in 24 hours. That's a lot. Lots of ages, 46, 33. So I think this is the oldest man I've found. He's in his 70s. This guy is in his 50s. Oh, he's got a gun in one of his pictures. There are hundreds of men on these apps. According to the UK's fertility regulator, by not using clinics, they could be breaking the law. Facebook now?
Yeah.
On Facebook, I get some genuine messages. Then it all starts to feel a bit weird. One man here told me that if I travelled to him to have sex, that it would be free. But if we were doing it in artificial insemination, then I'd have to pay the travel costs, so it wouldn't be free. The messages don't stop, and by now, I'm more than ready to log off. On the road with Dan, we arrive in Eastbourne, his first destination, and he isn't wasting any time.
Recipients are here waiting for me already.
Oh, they're inside?
Yeah, they're inside. They're waiting for me.
Okay, I'll leave you to it, and we'll pick up with you in the morning.
Yeah.
Dan says he never has sex with recipients. He only uses artificial insemination. But there are sperm donors who do. One of the most prolific is this man.
I've had about 180 live births, and I've met about 60 of those children.
He calls himself Joe Donor, but his real name is Robert Alban. He's been involved in a number of family court cases where judges have warned against his actions, saying he's a danger to women. He told us that criticism's unfair and that he doesn't present any direct risk to vulnerable women.
You know, people want to get pregnant, and the people who want to get pregnant, and the people who want to be safe can be safe.
Like Dan, Joe Donor meets recipients in person, but he also offers a sperm delivery service.
If you've never heard about next day sperm delivery before, the way it works...
I've tried to order a delivery. It cost £100 in cash, and I didn't have to verify who I am. But will it turn up? Back in Eastbourne, health is a top priority for these two donors. Outside of a clinic, there are no requirements for health checks. But Dan insists he's the healthiest, most tested sperm donor in the world. I know you're in the middle of working out, but can I ask you a couple of questions whilst you're doing so?
Yeah.
Okay, so how long have you both been doing this for? When did you start doing this?
I started about 10 months ago.
And how about you? When did you start?
I got into it at the end of May, so...
And do you have any children or children on the way?
Children on the way, yeah.
Here in the UK, if you have kids here, a woman could come after you for financial support, so they can legally do that. Does that concern you?
You don't want assets or too many assets under your name, just to make sure that no one can destroy your life and your family if they wanted to, right? But if someone sends me a letter, invites me to court, I'm just never going to visit that country again.
For someone who calls himself an open donor, Dan doesn't seem to want to be transparent about everything.
You of course shouldn't lie about your health and your STI screenings, but the one thing that is okay to not give too many information out about is where you work, what you do, the information for recipients to sue you.
There's no end to their fitness regime. Now they're off to the gym. After working out, there's an inbox of messages to check. Do you get how many messages are you waking up to each day? What's normal?
I personally get between 20 and 30 messages a day sometimes.
A day? Really?
But it strongly depends. Sometimes it's a bit less too, so.
Okay, thanks. I don't know. Dan's been messaged by a woman from Wales.
I can see she's mentioned travel costs here. What sort of cost is that?
I don't really like to put that out there. This is not just travel.
Yeah.
This is also communication, health, posting on Instagram, putting information out there, education. Recipients have to help me cover all my health and my living expenses too, not just the travel. And the best for my future children, not just my own, but also donor-conceived children, is if they don't have a broke dad.
I mean, there might be people watching this at home who would say, great if you can charge what you want, but are you taking advantage of people who can pay that amount of money?
I don't really care what other people think. I care what's best for the children and the families I work with.
I get the feeling Dan's getting tired of my questions. Time to pack up and head off for the next donation.
There's a button on the top left, the GoPro.
Ausmachen.
Got it.
Jetzt schon ausmachen.
Yeah.
That evening, Dan produces another sperm sample and hands it over to his recipients. The next morning, I get to find out how it went, but not from Dan.
Hi, I'm Gemma. Hi, nice to meet you. Hi, thank you so much.
The couple who used Dan's donation didn't want to be identified, but they were happy to chat. I mean, how were you feeling last night and how are you feeling this morning?
Still nervous, really excited. In terms of the insemination, we both said it was a really beautiful moment, a lot more than I'd ever expected it to be because it was just us.
It's harder for same-sex couples and single women to access NHS treatment, and these felt they had no other option than finding a donor online.
Finding a donor through a Facebook group just sounds insane. Yeah, and unsafe. Yeah, and not the best idea. But yeah, again, I think I was seeing women with really happy families where it had been a really successful journey, and so I kind of thought, oh, well, maybe there is something to it.
So when Dan popped up, what was your initial reaction to seeing his information?
You could see all of his test results, for everything under the sun. He was really transparent about his lifestyle, and just watching him on that video, I just had this feeling of that's our donor.
Back in Wales, a package from Joe Donor has arrived. He says enough sperm usually does survive his next day delivery process to achieve fertilisation, and that he's had many successful pregnancies this way. So let's find out. I paid £100 for this package, which is supposed to contain Joe's sperm. I'm taking it to a fertility clinic to be tested. It's been just under 4 hours since we received what he calls his baby batter in the post.
So here's our package.
So we do have what appears to be...
What's that? Tomato. Oh, it's cold.
Yes, so it's very cold. Tomato, passata.
Okay, so I'm guessing you don't use tomato passata in the clinic to...
Definitely not. Yeah, chilled is not usually what I would have thought we would have received today. And we'll do a count on this sample. $1 million question now. I cannot see anything moving.
What does that mean then? The sample's dead, for want of a better word? It's just...
Very likely. As you can see, there's nothing on the other side. so there is no live sperm.
When we told Joe Donor that the sperm cells in his sample had not survived, he questioned how we'd stored and transported it.
Tomato, passata.
With an increase in unregulated donors like Joe, the UK's fertility regulator is keen to make clear what's legal and what isn't.
It's shocking, isn't it, watching that back? We think the health risk, the risk to the women involved and to any babies born are just off the charts. The law's quite clear that without a licence from the HFEA, you can't distribute sperm, which is what he's doing by sending it. You know, if anyone is prosecuted, there's potentially a 2-year jail sentence at the end of that.
Joe Donor didn't want to be interviewed, but he told me the regulations don't apply to him. He says what he's doing is legal. It's been a few months since we filmed with Dan, when we unexpectedly hear from his fellow donor, Finn. He's raised some concerns with me, and I think I need to speak with him face to face. He's working in Austria for ski season. Hi Finn, how are you doing?
Gemma, doing quite all right. Yeah, so initially I just wanted to distance myself from the documentary. I've had some concerns regarding some of the things that happened.
Finn's had second thoughts about the amount of money Dan claims he's making.
I mean, Dan prioritizes this as his main career. He makes money with it. It's a money-making machine.
In the time I've spent with Finn, he seems to have done a bit of a U-turn, and I want to know why.
I've kind of idealized Dan. I've seen him as more as a friend. I mean, he's very charismatic, he's very self-confident, and when I met him, it kind of struck me. So I stick with it. I adapted a lot of things, taking full responsibility for all of that. But it wasn't the right approach. I think donating is a noble thing, but the intention that comes with that is more important than the gift itself.
I want to look into Finn's claims a bit more. Since we filmed with Dan, he set up a website claiming to connect other donors with recipients. He says it's non-profit, but it looks like there's a lot of money up for grabs. I mean, he's charging up to $10,000 for, like, his kind of most elite donors. Dan's also been in court in Germany, and he told the judge that he owes a lot of money. He's 500,000 euros in debt. Quite surprised by that. Finn's also sent us some concerning messages between him and Dan. He says Dan was planning to buy some land for donor children to visit him, but it looks like there's more to it than that. Dan says it will be a fun cult. Looks like he wants to fly women in to get impregnated. He's also saying here as well, he wants to sneak in a few natural inseminations with top chicks. Says they would be Latinas and Russians. I think we need to speak to Dan and get some answers about this. How are you? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm all good.
I asked Dan about how transparent he is about his past bankrupt business and court hearings.
None of the recipients I talk to and ask what is important say that you're financially stable. That's actually the last thing they care about. I do have videos on YouTube where I talk about the bankruptcy of my business in Germany.
Okay.
My recipients are aware of the bankruptcy, and it's not something I want to hide.
I also needed to ask Dan about those text messages where he seems to suggest buying land to create a cult.
I don't necessarily have plans of setting up a cult where people get together and do weird things. But, you know, let's say you have a cult and in that cult everyone is super healthy and everyone is having healthy babies, then I would consider that a fun cult, right?
But in those same messages, you know, you said that you hope to sneak in a few natural inseminations, flying in top chicks. I mean, what's that?
Some of my accounts are managed by my virtual assistants and are created to engage.
I mean, this looks like it's a WhatsApp conversation from your account, so I don't know that it would be a virtual assistant.
I have professional accounts where virtual assistants interact on all the time. Like, have I said stupid things about women before? Of course. If you think there's a man who hasn't done this, then you just have not been around men enough.
The HFEA says it's concerned about what Dan's doing. He insists he's not breaking the law.
Taking away the reproductive choice of a woman, for me, is as bad as murder. or you're looking for a donor as a recipient, there should be a link somewhere down
After
below.
the interview, Dan got back in touch to confirm it was a remote assistant who'd written those messages, and he's since fired them.
I hope you have a good day, stay healthy, and do not forget to grow your family.
Facebook owner Meta told us it doesn't allow the buying or selling of sperm on its platforms, and it will review groups and remove content that violates its rules. The sperm donor app we use, Just a Baby, said it's simply a matching platform for consenting adults, and that it signposts users to their GP and legal professionals.